What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Sitting Ringside. This is episode number 191. As always, I am Robert Villa, and with me, my homies, Mark Abu Miller, David Rodriguez, and Rudy Lara. How's it going, fellas?
Good.
Good.
Doing good, man.
Good.
Doing good.
We missed a week.
We did. We missed a week.
Felt like a year.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes it's good to have a week off. We've been nonstop for I don't know how many months now, but it's all good.
Roberto.
Yo.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Good fucking question. We have power slap fighter Mr. John the Machine Davis. How's it going, bro?
Doing pretty good. Thank you all for having me on. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man. It's always fun having the guys from Power Slap joining us. You guys are a lot of fun. But yeah, it's awesome that you are here with us, man, for as long as you can. Because usually our guests are only on for about 15, 20, 30 minutes, but you are making an exception, and you're going to be with us since the beginning until whenever you need to jump off.
All right.
End of time.
Until the end of time. We're going to have a fifth co-host, Mr. John Davis.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, and
right?
also
I'm always
too,
looking for more opportunities, right?
Hell yeah.
And also too, worth
Right
noting,
on.
we've had a lot of the power slap guys on, but John, you have the honor. You are the first champion. Of course, you are the middleweight champion of power slap. So it's amazing to have the champ join us. We know you got a big title defense coming up. We'll get to that, of course. But yeah, it's an honor to have you on. Thank you for making the time, though, brother.
No, again, I appreciate the opportunity to anybody willing to give any of us the time, especially myself, to get out here and, connect with the community that is the wild, wild west of the web. So
Hell yeah. All right. Well, before we get started on the show, I got to do my, or like how we say, we got to pay the bills, right? Quick shout out to HKA USA. Go to hkusa.com. Go support them. They support a lot of fighters. Get your gear at HK USA. And if you want a custom boxing gloves with our logo on there, there's our FightbookMMA logo. Get a pair. We got some white ones. We got some black ones. We got the exact same style and color, but in MMA gloves. So if you want some, let me know. Hit me up in the DMs. I will hook you up. Also, to our streaming partners, Flow Combat, Fight TV, ESPN Plus, The Zone, and MMA TV. Also, hit up. Hold on, guys. My computer froze here. Go ahead and hit up Foxhound Fuel. Go to foxhoundfuel.com. Use our discount code FBMMA in all caps so you can get 20% off all your purchases. These guys have some amazing supplements. I use it all the time. Very cool guys. So go check them out. Look them up on social media. Let them know that FightbookMMA sent you. Also, for the fellas, if you want to get some nice, comfortable, and colorful underwear, go to my friend's website, John Tyler. You can also get 20% off all your purchases. Use our discount code FightBook in all caps as well. And also, if you want to get some merch, all the QR codes are right there. Or you can hit me up or go to the website at FightbookMMA.com and click the merch tab, and you can get some nice hats, hoodies, shirts, whatever. All the proceeds go straight back to the website and to the podcast. And $1 goes to the homeless.
There you go.
It. Just $1. That's all we can afford, man. We only get like 10 cents out of all these supporters, so it takes a while to collect $1. Oh shit! Right on. Well, guys, let's do the quick rundown of all the events that are happening this weekend in the MMA, kickboxing, grappling, Muay Thai category. October 6th. One Friday Fights 36. That's going to be streaming live on FightbookMMA.com. Your boy right here is going to be having all the live results. Also, LFA 169, Ward versus Walker. Then on the 7th, we have UFC Vegas 80, Octagon 47, and this was going to be a badass event. One Fight Night 15. This one's going to be good, so don't miss this event. Also streaming live on FightBook MMA, it's going to be Glory 89 and Battle MMA Championship 10. And of course, the big show, Bellator 300. That one's good. Pretty stacked fight card. Don't miss it. It's going to be good.
Speaking of stacked fight cards, the Bellator 300 poster. It's
dude, that's fucking
nice.
That is sick.
I like it.
Nice.
I dig that shit.
That poster is dope, man. In the boxing bare knuckle slap fighting category, we have on October 7th, Kim Clavel versus Evelyn Bermudez. That's going to be streaming live at the website. Also live on the Zone, we got 2 title fights in Manchester, England. Leigh Woods versus Josh Warrington. They're going to be fighting for Woods' WBA featherweight title. And the co-main event is another title fight. We have Terry Harper versus Cecilia Brocus.
What?
They're fighting for. I know, man.
Is that a dude beating up a chick named Cecilia?
Yeah, dude.
It sounds like. What the fuck? I gotta watch that.
They're fighting for Harper's WBA Women's Junior Middleweight title and the vacant WBO Women's Junior Middleweight title. This one is going to be a good one, guys. It's going to be streaming live on the Zone in Las Vegas. Gilberto Ramirez. Yeah, Gilberto Ramirez versus Joe Smith. They're fighting in a 12-rounder cruiserweight division. And last but not least, live in Tokyo, another title fight. Techmany CP Freshmart versus Yudai Shekyoka. They're fighting for CP Freshmart's WBC strawweight title.
Oh, God.
You are so dumb.
These names, bro, they get me bad. But, hey, sometimes I'm able to pronounce them pretty good, man. So, got to give me props for that.
Sounds good to me.
There you go. Oh, shit. Right on. So, that's all the events that are happening this weekend. David, what do we always say, man?
That's a super busy weekend. Of course, check out all the content at FightbookMMA.com, all the results. But if you're not watching a second of every fight, every round of every event that Rob just mentioned,
you're not a real fight fan.
Not a real fight fan, folks. You got to do the Fuck It Friday challenges, too. If you're not doing Dana White's Fuck It Friday challenge, you're not a real fight fan. You're not. Just walk the plank.
Well, you're fellas, not a real fight fan or a slap fan. If you don't know, Mr. John Davis, who's our guest tonight, joining us, the champ. Speaking of Vegas, John, you're just getting back from Las Vegas, right? How was it? You went out there for the photo shoot and everything, right?
Yeah, I was out there for a promo, and speaking of fight news, it was right after Canelo had just got his hair done by the barbers that I linked up with. So shout out to them if you haven't already seen on my social media. They gave me the same treatment they gave him, the 24 karat gold face mask and a whole bunch of more endeavors that they'll be posting soon. So that shit was by far the dope. They had some exotics roll up and really made it a good time. But yeah, the promo shoot went well in Vegas. Shout out to the Power Slap team and all the media crew, because they, fortunately for me and my family, they got me in there. I was the first one to get all my stuff done. They got me to the airport, so that way the next day my wife could have our final baby. So I was super lucky to make it home in time for that. So it was
congratulations, dude.
Congrats, bro. How many kids now?
That's number 4 out the door. We're done.
Is it all girls, all boys, or a mix?
One girl, she's the oldest, so she's the leader of the pack, and then it was 3 boys in a row.
Oh, man.
Badass.
Yeah, I remember you had mentioned it because last week we didn't have a show. I was going to try to get you on, but that's definitely, very proper. You had to make the trip to Vegas, and it's great that they made it happen. You're able to make it back home, back to Ohio. And seeing you out there hanging with Ryan Phillips, too. I know he got his fight finally announced, too. So
Yes.
that card is absolute fire. Absolute fire.
Yeah, I think the October 25th Power Slap card is by far going to be the record breaker of all of them that we've had so far. And it's crazy to say that because we're so young and so fresh, but it's such a big thing and such a prominent force out in the sports world. No matter what people have to say about that, it's crushing the numbers. No, like I said, I think this one is really going to be over the top, not only because of the fights that they have lined up on it. Ryan Phillips coming back, myself coming back, the super heavyweight title is finally up for grabs. It's just going to be an all out a freaking rager all night long, I would say.
Yeah, I think because of course your title fight, there's 4 title fights.
Yes.
Ryan's on the prelims. That's how good this show is. I believe Waylon Frost, he's been on this show before.
Yep.
He's on the prelims. So I mean, a total of 10, 11 bouts scheduled, don't you think? Or
I don't actually know, but I would say so. Because they also do tapings beforehand, so they'll have a set of fights that are taped that they may or may not release because they're using them. They don't really have it's not like Dana White's Contender Series, which is by far one of the dopest things you can watch also, but it's not like they have that for Power Slap right now. So a lot of these guys that are coming in fresh, they're learning on the fly, and they don't necessarily want to not risk it, but also, it's new to everybody at that point. So they don't want to have that on the live. And then if they can use it, it's content in between fights. So they know what the hell they're doing. They don't need me to explain it.
Hey, so what do you have to say to haters like Tyler King? I posted his comment right here. He's saying it's the lowest common denominator, not a sport. The end. Now Tyler's ex-NFL superstar and ex-UFC combat veteran. He talks a lot of shit, bro, and he hates on Power Slap for some reason. I would love to see him get in there and see if he could take a few. I don't know.
Oh,
if
that's the problem.
Man.
Is folks like that instantly start talking shit. If they walked up to that table, they're probably going to get knocked the fuck out. But whatever. There's a reason why we go up there, and I've made more money as a professional athlete and made a career for myself in such a short time as a professional athlete. Because folks like that who, are high and humble on their mighty high horse can keep on riding, because I blatantly don't give a shit.
He needs some milk.
Tyler needs some milk after that shit.
Yeah, I'm sure he does, because I'm sure Tyler's never gotten stem cells, and I'm sure Tyler's never gotten as many many opportunities as I've received from Power Slap in the short amount of time that they've been around. So let me ask Tyler this. Have you ever been on a video game, the face of the video game that's getting 60,000 downloads a day? I highly doubt it, bud. So you can come at me with whatever comments, whatever.
He's been in a Madden video game, but I mean that.
Was he on the cover of it?
No.
Does he get any sort of recognition for that? No.
Hell no.
Hey, bud, does he have fans across not just the United States, but around the globe? Like, you played in the NFL. There's countries who could give two shits and a fuck less about football, buddy. I've had people from every continent hit me up. I'm not one to come out here and start talking smack, but when you come at me sideways from the get-go, I'm not going to deal with that either,
Better watch out. John Davis is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a bloodbath tonight. Tyler King, you just fucked up.
and no matter what, in all seriousness, though, I appreciate your views, Tyler, because I know you've watched my fights and everybody else's, so you've raised our numbers through the roof.
Tyler's saying he's been in about 8 video games.
Oh, I mean, I don't care. That's why he's in the comment section right now, and I'm not. Remember, he started that, not me. I had no beef with anybody, but of course he has to come in being insulting off the rip, and I don't play that shit.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah. And previous to you getting into Power Slap, you've been training MMA. I know you fought, like I got a higher weight class, right? Middleweight is kind of you getting things right, and that's where you want to compete. Previously, you were light heavyweight, correct?
When I first got into Power Slap, I was a heavyweight actually. So I
That's
competed.
right. Okay. Yeah.
I was about 220. I went 1-1 at heavyweight for the qualifying event, and the one that I lost, like I don't really care. It's the loss that's on my record. It is what it is, but it helped change the rule set once things move forward because I ate 3 illegal shots to the face and didn't get knocked out by a 265 pounder. So, it's the name of the game. There's a learning curve, and they're really getting down to the nitty gritty with all this stuff on the calls being made, the health and concern that's taken for everybody, because, it's as much as people get to see the 1% of the clip, that's us up there doing that thing. We are all people too. They do care about us. And they do go out of their way, because at the very beginning, they found a guy, he had no idea that he had a brain tumor. And until they had done the scans on that gentleman, he had no clue, and he probably never would have. So, right. Not that they saved his life, but they kept him from going in there and competing until he can get that either, I don't think you can compete ever again once you have that happen. So.
Yeah, I believe Dorian did talk about that too. We had Dorian Perez on the show. Amazing guy. All you guys are amazing. Dorian's a blast. I don't know. He's not on this card, right? Because I know he didn't take too much damage last time out. I thought he would already had an opponent lined up for the 25th.
Yeah, I have. To my knowledge, he's not on it. And but also, like I said, I don't know. I didn't really get to see much of what was going on. I was in and out for the promo stuff, so I caught minimal of what's going on. So I'm probably the least informed one right now, unfortunately. I at least, I know a little bit from trying to keep in contact and what Dana's said, and whenever I've talked to him or Frank recently.
Bro, I got to say, man, I've been a fan of Power Slap from the start. These dudes are clowning on me when I started watching it. Like, why are you watching that? I'm like, dude, it's like the best thing on television on a Wednesday night. I'm sitting here with my family enjoying watching people get the shit slapped out of them. And I started noticing just like a bunch of haters online. And it was so much fun trolling these fucking haters. And it was so fun, bro. And then it just started catching on. And I was like, you know what? A lot of people like this, man. It's enjoyable. I don't know, man. I haven't missed a single show, and I think a lot of people are on the same boat, man. Power Slap's cool. The only thing I have beef with is that fucking video game. You got too many damn ads, and it drives me nuts.
Yes, you're absolutely right on that. But I unfortunately have no say in any of that. I was lucky enough to end up in it in all reality. I was just talking shit earlier because I could, and I have a few stats to note. But other than that, yeah, the ads are crazy. But I will say this, it's funny for me, at least, when you find out like the kids in the neighborhood, or you get a message from someone who's like, yeah, my kid's trying to get to your level, or my kids come up to me. And of course, I'm probably not their favorite fighter in the game, but they're like, Dad, I'm trying to beat Wolverine. Finally, I'm trying to get to this. So it's neat to have that kind of stuff happen in life, because especially where I come from, which, a whole lot of expectation was not really there for me from the get-go.
And I think that's what everybody wants, especially, as a father, you want to leave some kind of legacy for your children. And bro, I mean, that's such an awesome, amazing opportunity for you to go out there and show your kids, you know what I'm saying? Show your kids that you reach that level, not a lot of people get opportunities like that. So that must be an amazing feeling for you, man.
Absolutely. And even if they do get the opportunity, it's on you to take the chance,
right?
From the very beginning of this, for me, it was all chance. I didn't have a big background in any way coming from any sort of sport. I was just a regular blue collar working dude from Northeast Ohio I'm just crazy is the best I can explain it. I was just crazy enough to go in there and be like, I think I can do this. and obviously I've done well in it. So, and I'd say I'm a rather good ambassador for it, because there is a lot of characters, as you all know, and some shine good light, some not so much. And I feel like I've definitely taken the professional aspect in this and really, not just helped myself, but helped make it so that way, like you said, there's a foundation of a legacy for me to put down. And also it helps them expand the brand, because from the very beginning, like you said, there were people talking mad shit, but that was also because it was hard for them to get people to come in and do this. Admittedly, I forget how many people they were supposed to have at the original thing, but it was like a quarter of them is who ended up showing up. So if you were able to get yourself to even just get out there, you opened 500 doors for yourself that most people are never even going to get the chance to know, to take a whiff at when they're walking down the road.
And I'm the kind of guy, man, that likes all sorts of crazy combat shit. I like Jiu-Jitsu. I like I like our boys out there in Thailand, Fight Circus. But we've even had the people from Pillow Fight Championship on our show.
They're crushing it.
Yeah, and I enjoy that shit. I enjoy the whole aspect of having something different. And a lot of people want to stray from what they're used to. And I don't know. I like breaking the norm, and it's just fun, man. It's a fun sport. You don't got to like it, but if you've never watched it, don't hate on it. If you've never actually sat there and watched it, how can you possibly talk shit? It's the same for like movies or video games or anything in life. Like, I don't know, man. If I haven't experienced it, I'm not really going to say shit about it.
Absolutely. Everyone has a specific taste for things, whether you like it or not. Me personally, my biggest thing is I'm not asking you to watch it. I'm not asking you to like it. I'm asking you to give me the chance to explain myself as to why I'm here and why I'm doing it, and how exactly, I represent myself and the organization. Other than that, I don't care. Like you said, the haters from the beginning are the same people that said that MMA and UFC was just, barbaric and should never make it and will never go anywhere. It's a global phenomenon, and we've, followed up their numbers because of the simple fact that Dana White and everyone at the UFC, the Power Slap president, Frank, and everyone involved there, they knew what to do. They have, the algorithms figured out. They had the people and the connections around the globe to make this thing so big. Mind you, this is our fifth event coming up. And we're getting more views on a reposted clip in the past couple of weeks than some of these fight organizations have in the entire time they've been open. So, it is what it is when it comes to the numbers. But like I said, if you're not willing to give us as the people the chance to really talk about it and explain ourselves, then you might as well go talk to a brick wall, because I really don't give a shit.
Bro, I got to say that I think a lot of the people that came over to the dark side, so to speak, were kind of brought over by Michael Bisping, and just the way he showed his enthusiasm watching the show. That just added a whole new kick and spice to it. That was, I think, probably my favorite thing about it, was listening to him react. It was so fucking hilarious, bro. It was so hilarious. Michael Bisping sold the shit out of it. He truly enjoys it. And then a lot of people just started watching it because of him, and because of the shit they were seeing. I don't know, man. It was just there was a lot of good chemistry going into that first season, man. It was great.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, especially with Bisping, Dan Healy, and Charlie, all of them coming together as such a, they're all well known in their own areas of expertise before any of this happened already anyway. So it was definitely a gamble, I would say, on their part to want to go out and, again, take the chance to be the people that are talking for us, because they're the ones telling our stories as we're walking out. They're the ones giving the description as you're battling through the craziness that is what happens when you meet up there at the table, and I've myself personally, I really had to come to the realization after I'd spent almost 10 minutes talking to Bisbing up at the table one day before the one event, that's who I had just spent 10 minutes. He's taking notes. He's doing his thing. He's taking it so seriously and really putting effort into making sure that he's doing his job well and representing all of us properly. And it was definitely an eye-opening experience to say the least, of, someone of his caliber, in the combat sports world, that really gave that much of a shit compared to what everybody and anybody else could have had to say. Like, I was sold before that, but it was definitely one of those moments that I'll hold on to forever.
Exactly. I was sold before that, man, and he just made it that much better. Fucking Michael Bisping, dude. He's awesome.
He's such a nice guy,
man, having
too.
you guys on,
Go ahead, David.
I was gonna say, having you guys on, like since the inception, you know what I mean? We had Robert and Travis Aragon were our first guests, and they all said the same thing, just like you're saying. It's us out there. We're FightbookMMA. We cover everything combat sports related. And from the beginning, I just knew, we had to get you guys on, tell your story on our podcast, which is, we're uncut. We do our thing. We do these shows live. But yeah, telling your story, though, having you on, John, and just, yeah, man, let the haters hate. Power Slap 5 is going to be a big deal, and I want to get to that. You will be rematching Aziel Rodriguez. We invited Aziel on the show before, right, Rudy?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he kind of punked out. But that's all right, man. We still got love for you, bro.
Yeah, before Aziel, though, your last fight, though, with Wesley, like, I know strange circumstances, you had an injury. Robert was in your corner, right? So
yes,
we've seen stuff like that happen, and you finished the fight, man. You went out there, showed your toughness, and just like being ready in that moment, defending the title. Somewhat controversial clubbing. I think there could have been clubbing called on 2 different separate occasions besides the foul that he was called on, right?
Yeah, there was a multitude of calls on both sides, honestly, by the end of that one, because, not that I'm looking for excuses by any means, but people have gone up there and, hurt their hand and said, I can't continue and stuff. So I put my fucking shoulder back into place and kept going. And at the 5th round, I threw the right hand again, because shout out to the drunk guy in the crowd wearing a leopard coat, holding his beer in the air. If not for that guy, I'm straight hillbilly redneck to the core, no matter what. It was a hold my beer moment, because he's going, throw the right. And I was like, if you watch the full fight back, you see me smile for a second. And I was like, yeah, whatever happens. Granted, I had a stepping violation in that one, and I got yelled at by Dana afterwards, because he goes, why'd you throw the right again? You were up on points. And I just looked at him and went, I don't fucking know, man. I was winging it, But it was one of those things where I spent more time convincing the doctor that I was all right and convincing the referee that I could continue than I actually did fighting Wesley, because Wesley and I knew back in the actual TV show that was on TBS, when him and I were in the house together, we expected to fight each other for the title originally. And, unfortunately for him, he had some losses and some injuries to deal with that kind of put him not where he wanted to be through the house. And luckily we were able to meet. But again, unfortunately, things went the way they did. On his side, he definitely feels a little bit robbed, and I can understand how he could feel that way. But, he knows I'm going to say this, that you can't call it a robbery when you drop the bag on the way out the bank, man. Like, I honestly thought it was over once I hurt myself, because, I'm not that my left hand wasn't working. It's just once, if anybody's ever dislocated a fucking joint, that shit hurts like hell. So when you put it back in on your own and continue to fight through that, like the pain wasn't from getting hit in the face. The pain I was feeling was in my arm and, you know, radiating throughout my body.
Yeah.
So there was so many factors that played into that. Again, I'm not having any excuses. It could have gone either way because they even asked me afterwards, because once they wrapped that belt around me, I did one of these numbers like, holy shit, I'm still here and I'll take it. But it definitely, you know, first time going 5 rounds. So that was a lot of learning lessons that I had to deal with on top of fighting through an injury. You know, I need to make sure that my left hand is even more capable than it was. And, you know, next time there's a drunk guy yelling at me in the crowd, he probably doesn't have the best advice.
Bro, you know, when you did this little number, I was like, this dude just looked like the redneck Bilal Muhammad. I'm gonna call you Bilal McDonald.
Oh. I did grow up on an ostrich farm, so that would.
Yeah, I worked on an ostrich farm. I worked on an ostrich farm.
Oh, then you're lucky you're still alive. Those fucking raptors.
Yeah, those are fucking mean animals, man. Their eggs are huge, dude. They would feed all the farm hands with eggs.
Yep, they were delicious, but those things were the devil.
Don't fuck with ostriches. Don't try to ride them. Just don't do that.
We used to hop the fence and then throw a rock by him and then see who could wait longer to hop back over. So I've been,
Oh my gosh.
I've been an adrenaline junkie since I was in single digit ages. So if that doesn't explain how I ended up here, then I don't know what will.
Oh no.
Well, so what's up, bro? What's up, bro? Say something, David. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Sorry, it cut out for just a second. Wasn't sure if you guys could hear me, but yeah, no, John, back to your opponent, October 25th, the rematch for the belt. Of course, last time it only took one shot. What's it going to look like this time?
You know, I always say I'm preparing for 5 rounds every time, no matter what, because you never know what's going to happen up there. I would love to do the same thing again. You know, hopefully this time, because a lot of people forget about that one, is he got to hit me first. So I ate that first shot, was very happy that, you know, it went the way it did, and then came back through and I surprised everybody, and not just including him, but myself and everybody else in there, because he went out, he hit his head off the table. And then that kind of almost woke him back up, because he was definitely unconscious for a quick clip and had a hard time getting back up. And it was the referee's, I would say, discretion and good call to stop, because I don't think people need to keep going and if you're that messed up where the ref needs to call it right away, then I don't think you should have to wait that long and try and go back up there. But again, it was, I ate one, I gave him one, I slept him, and that was how I won the title. And I would love to absolutely do that again, but I'm not going to put, any doubt on his name, because I know I'm his only loss. And that definitely will grind somebody's gears to the point of madness, where I hope he's working hard. If he goes up there and knocks me out, more props to him, dude. Like, I've been smacked with illegal hits so many times, and if you can land a clean one and put me to sleep, bro, try and carry this weight as the champion is what I have to say, because it is not as easy as it sounds, especially once you do get an injury and you're not able to go fight. At least I got to coach the third event. So if people were going to talk shit, at least I was there. But the fourth one, I wasn't there to be able to defend myself in any way, shape, or form. So that's probably what bugged me the most, But again, we're like, back to your point, if I can one and done it all day, baby, I'll take that fat bag of cash, look over and tell them where's my bonus at this time. So that would be exactly what I want to happen.
Yeah, seeing like what you said about him hitting the table, it's kind of like in an MMA fight. If somebody gets caught with something big, they get hit again, it instantly wakes them up. Or if they hit the mat, we've seen it happen a couple times in a few. So, but yeah, that was brutal. I mean, I know, like you said, you want to go out there, showcase the same performance. Did they, in fact, what did they do for the performance bonuses for you guys? Have they increased? I know Dana White said Tuesday night Contender Series conference the other night, there'll be more cameras at Power Splat 5 than there like is in the NFL. So they're ramping things up on all levels.
Yeah, I don't personally know what all they're doing bonus wise. I know that for the most part, everyone's gotten paid more than they were supposed to. And then when it comes to the bonuses, you know, there's I don't know how many people have received bonuses so far. How much, you know, I don't really remember or know what everyone got because unfortunately I didn't get one. So that's why this time I'm not going to leave any room for error. I would gladly call for it because that's usually not my forte. But at this point, I need that and I want that. But it's crazy to see again the growth, not just in viewership and people actually who enjoy it, but the fact of how much people you can make a living doing this. You can make a living imagine going up, throwing one slap, making half of what you normally would make in a year, so that way you've got a half a year's pay sitting there and waiting for you. Like, yeah, you takes you less than 60 seconds and you just what you're gonna, you know, work 6 months to make. Why would you not want to go out there and try, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
We always tell our Canadian friend over there, Mark, to get up there and do some power slapping.
Yeah, Mark would be a super heavyweight, of course, so he'd be definitely super
Not
You
anymore.
used to do it back in the day in your WWF days, Sergeant Slaughter.
Okay.
Yeah, I think John, along the lines of bonuses, I think Dana White had said it would increase from 10 to 15K or so, like you said. I mean, last time around, but I'm watching the pressers post UFC. The media is, of course, asking questions about Power Slap at an MMA conference. You know what I mean? So that goes to show you. I mean, media. I know it's like an invite only deal now, but should eventually, what was Dorian was saying? You know, there are even Phillips was saying they're inviting, like, there's celebrities and people are wanting to go and check these events out. And of course, I mean, the Apex, it's kind of pricey to even go see a UFC show, but Power Slap is definitely exclusive. Hopefully, FightbookMMA becomes exclusive and goes and covers the show. I'd love to see it live in person, definitely, man.
And that's one thing that the reason why these influencers, you know, there was a buku amount of, you know, famous people there at the first one. So that was really the first layer and building blocks of getting the rest of these people in, because when you're there, again, I'm sure everyone has heard this, it is so much different to be there live in person. I've been lucky enough to coach one where I got to sit there and watch all the fights go through. You know, as a competitor, I normally have to sit in the back, watch them on TV. I'm back there pacing around like a psycho because I have to wait till the end to go out there and compete anyway. So I'm yelling at the TV about shit that probably doesn't even matter, watching other people's fights, but that's just because I have nothing else to do. But to be there live in the arena when it's going on, man, it's a whole nother experience. And like you said, the people that do get it, you know, Don Fry was there when I got to coach.
We like to call him Sean Strickland. He's Sean Strickland's dad.
Yes, absolutely. I can see that. You know, the Bussin' with the Boys guys that were there. Nina, she's always you know, that poor girl takes more shit from the whole web than anybody, and she just keeps on trucking along, doing her thing, and, you know, helping us out, and also the UFC stuff. So, you know, Cowboy Cerrone was there when I was coaching. I just saw today that his new race truck has Power Slap logos all over it. So they invite the people in to give them that little taste, and now they're all hooked on it. And they all really,
it's like cocaine.
Really fucking love it. Yes, but better, because that might have got some people in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a couple people.
Yeah. Well, those suspensions are up though now. We got somewhat of an idea of the entire card. Of course, you're on the main event. You're the first title fight on the main card, right?
I believe
the way it's
so.
set up at the moment?
At least to my knowledge, yes.
Okay, and they've been doing a fantastic job with just promotion. The poster, we're very critical of poster on this show when we do our fight breakdowns. We're always looking at a poster. it kind of just like, for the fans or people, that's what you're going to get, is the poster. So Power Slap, I like the job that they've been doing, probably a little bit better than the UFC posters. So, but the photo shoot though, is there anything you could share with us that happened in between? I know, like you said, you were hanging with Canelo's barber and, they're giving you the VIP treatment. Was there anything else? Did they invite you to go to the Canelo fight or anything like that? Or?
No, they didn't, but that was more so because they had reached out beforehand, saying, hey, bud, if you're ever down here, let us know. And I knew that I had a very short window of time. So like I landed early afternoon, got a shower, got something to eat. Excuse me. And then by the time I got cleaned up and ready to go, went and got my hair cut. And, to me, it was just going to be, they lined me up and then did the design that I like to have on the side of my head for the promo stuff. And then they just kept doing, it was this next thing. And well, we got this going on and we got this coming for you. And it was a real treat because I didn't expect any of that. I'm nobody. I'm just a regular dude. I'm not out here, fly. I don't wear the belt when I'm going into the store and shit like that, even though I probably should.
I would.
It would probably be a great promo.
I'd be going around everywhere. Do you know who I am? Do you know who the fuck I am? You better hurry up with them nuggets, bitch.
But I can tell you this much, that they definitely raised the production value tenfold on it.
Oh yeah, man.
Because again, so grateful for the Power Slap team and the media team, because I walk in and I'm looking at the screens and I'm like, baby, it says something baby machine, and I'm talking to someone, so I didn't really recognize what was going on at first. They had made a whole thing for me, and because they knew the baby was coming, it said welcome baby machine, and they had like a little clock with a binky that had like a steamroller engine, and it was a whole working mechanism.
Wow.
And they had little treats for me and stuff. So it was, it was like a miniature party, because they are family as much as, it's not like I'm with them 24/7.
Just call it what it is, bro. Just call it what it is. It's okay. We're not gonna make fun of you. It was a baby shower.
Yeah. It was dope as fuck.
There you go. Hell yeah.
John, you're out there in Ohio. Brian, Philip said you're a brother, or you guys are brothers, from another mother. But do you, in fact, have ever got any training done over at the Strong Style? I know Ryan's out there training with Stipe, and he's right there in the trenches. We know big time heavyweight championship fight on deck. Have you ever had any meetups with Stipe or any of his team?
Not Stipe, no. I was there the one time with Ryan. I got to meet the head coach there, and amongst, a couple of fighters and a couple of the trainers. The one day we did, I forget, I think it was a news outlet that came up there, and I went up with Ryan and kind of, teamed up, and we did a few things together. But other than that, I haven't got to meet anybody else up there. But that facility was great. It was probably the biggest gym that I've been in, because the gym that I train at in Alliance, Ohio, Next Level Alliance, shout out to them. It's a smaller gym, because they're like a sister gym to one in where the hell is it at? It's like an hour from here. I can't think of it right now. But, it's a smaller one, which I really enjoy, because I'm lucky enough that working in town where I could stop at the gym in the morning and go get a workout in before I went to work. And of course they have all their classes for, the kids classes, the Jiu-Jitsu and the Muay Thai and anything else. Shout out to my instructors there, because they're all great people, very, very family oriented, family friendly place that really, I hold near and dear forever, even if I move out of Ohio. So, shout out to them for giving me a spot because, a lot of gyms probably could have been like, you're doing what? No, get the hell out of here. But any of the places that, like I said, were willing to give us the opportunity to make that our home, more power to them. And I appreciate them all wholeheartedly.
Also, tell me you're going to be walking out to some Crazy Bone here in a couple of weeks, right?
Oh,
you heard the news about Crazy Bone, right?
Yeah, I did. R.I.P. Crazy Bone, dog.
Let's go to our next segment, boys.
Yeah, from Ohio.
Outside the Cage News.
All right.
Damn.
It's that time of the show where we talk outside the cage news. And sometimes it has stuff to do very outside the cage. We'll get there. Okay, starting with this topic that we've heard today, breaking news. We always do the show on Thursday because, in fact, the news usually happens on a Thursday.
Right.
Dylan Danis is out against Logan Paul. We said from the beginning on this show he wouldn't make the fight. Mike Perry is stepping in to fight Logan Paul.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. He's still talking shit online, saying that he's gonna be there to fight and to calm down. Look, I'll share my screen with you. So originally, Mike Perry had come out and said, that he's gonna be there. It's happening. And Dylan Danis posted this shit. I'll be there, fight night. Everyone can calm down. So who knows, man? Who fucking knows at this point? I'm not going to believe anything until it happens.
I just don't care at this point now. I really
mean,
don't give a fuck anymore. Like, it's to the point where I just don't even care about the fight.
What?
I mean, I've heard Dylan Danis was on a podcast. I forget. It's like a bunch of comedians. It's a real good podcast. He was on there. It's like a 3-hour show and talking about, how everything, the build up. He was going. And then he had Mike Perry going on Instagram saying that, he's already booking a flight. Of course, the fight's in the UK or so. So we had to make arrangements to get out there, even as an alternate. But I believe, in fact, that, when it comes fight night, Mike Perry's going to step in there. He's going to make a good payday. And I don't know. I think it's a dangerous fight, right, John? Like that. Mike Perry is a pretty bad dude.
Mike
and Logan
Perry.
Paul, I mean.
Mike Perry is a different kind of animal, especially with that bear. I mean, for Logan Paul, you need to go back and watch him break Luke Rockhold's teeth out of his mouth, because it was a whole nother story for Luke Rockhold until he's going, holy shit, my mouth is completely messed up. So, granted, you'll have gloves on this time, but that doesn't mean anything to Mike Perry. He wants to break your hand with his head. He does not care. That dude is an absolute animal, and anyone going in there against him, especially, Logan Paul at this point, because not that I'm trying to talk shit, but he doesn't have that many fights. Like, he hasn't proven himself in the way Mike Perry has.
I don't know, man. Mike Perry's he's awesome and all, but I think with boxing gloves he gets slows down. He might get a little gassed. That dude's hands down built and made for fucking bare knuckle. But Logan, man, I don't know, man. I'm not going to discount him. I think he stands a chance, bro. I think he's got better cardio than Mike Perry in a boxing match. He might actually be able to come off with a decision win. I doubt he would knock his ass out, but I'm rooting for Mike Perry. I think if he's going to win, he's going to knock the motherfucker out. But
yeah,
the dude is juiced to the fucking gills, man.
Because from the beginning, I mean, Rob said it from the beginning. So, Rob, right now, does the fight happen or not?
No.
Dylan Danis, does he show?
Nope. It's not going to happen. Dude, we've been saying this for the longest time. Exactly. That's the face that we have.
That's my fucking reaction, bro. Is this going to happen? He's not believing it until he sees it.
Yeah. We've been saying this since the beginning, since day one that this fight was booked. We said it is not going to happen. It doesn't matter how much money is on the line.
No, you guys said that shit. I said it's going to happen. I still believe it's going to happen.
Me and David said it. We've been saying it, and it's not going to happen.
I think Dylan Danis is the type of asshole that's going to be like, you know what? He's gonna show up and walk all the way up to the fucking ring, get 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and then repeat, and just ruin the whole fucking thing for everybody. Like he's that type of fucking motherfucker, dude.
Oh, he is.
And bro, I'm all for it. I would love to see that shit. I would crack up. And I bet you Mike Perry would be there, and they'd make some It would be huge. Just imagine that, bro. If he did that shit, and they're like, "Hey, Mike Perry, we need you to go and suit up right now," and fucking wrap your hands. He would fucking do it.
He'll rip his shirt off and then put the gloves on.
That's what I'm saying. And he would put the gloves on, and it would be like the biggest fucking spectacle anybody's seen it. And forever. You know what I'm saying? Just think of that. That's like WWE type epic.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Very true. Very true. I agree with you on that.
Bro, he's a troll. He's the biggest fucking troll. What makes you think that he would not show up and troll these guys and say, you know what? Fuck these dudes, man. I don't care if I don't get paid. The deal was for me to show up. I showed up, and guess what? I'm out, bitch.
Hey, you're talking WWE. I'll one up you, Rudy. He comes down like steam from the rafters. You know what I mean? And goes in there and lights up Logan Paul.
Hell yeah, bro.
Pulls a fucking chair out of the mat.
But from
Jesus Christ, here we go.
But from one Paul brother to another, we have Jake Paul, of course, and apparently he has a fight booked, and apparently it's Uriah Hall. What do you guys think of that, man?
Oh, garbage.
Oh,
dude.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
Hall's biggest payday, that's for sure. It's Hall's biggest payday of his career ever.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Hall's
That's
no
why it
first
is
kick.
about the money.
It's
and
a boxing match. Hall's got kicked,
Yeah,
but it's a
apparently
boxing match.
stated-
So
Who did he fight? He fought somebody
Yeah.
recently boxing, and he looked horrible.
yeah, he did.
I don't remember who it
No, he
was.
fought
Jake's gonna fucking knock him out.
No, Uriah Hall boxed
Knock him out.
former
Calm down,
NFL
bro.
running back. I can't remember who he's a former NFL running back, but he was he trained a lot of boxing.
That's right. That fight was so shitty, bro. It was so
Was
dumb.
it, Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's it. That's who it was. It was
That was-
Le'Veon Bell. That's who it was.
Hall's getting knocked out.
Jake
Oh,
Paul,
God,
you know what I
this is
mean?
horrible.
We got to get our dose of the Paul brothers before the year's out. That's why I wanted to mention Jake Paul. Apparently December 9th is the date, and Uriah Hall's going to show up to make that bag. So, but another Jake in a certain situation, Mr. Jake Shields, apparently has an arrest warrant issued for him for the thing that happened with Mike
For the
Jackson
brutal
at the-
bitch slapping of Mike the Truth. You're nothing.
this
You're
is
farthest
fun.
thing from the Truth, Jackson. You dumbass.
No.
Look at this. Good luck trying to cuff his ass, man.
You're a
He's stupid little
dumbass
fuck.
bitch.
He's squirmy. They're not gonna be able to cuff him.
Mike Jackson is the dumbest
Oh,
motherfucker alive, bro. Oh God, I can't stand that guy.
Dude, and when I lived in Houston, that's all everybody would talk about. Oh, Mike Perry. Or not Mike Perry.
Mike Perry.
Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson, he's the truth. He knows what he's doing. He's a good reporter. Bro, have you seen his fucking blogs? They're like 2 paragraphs reporting for a whole event.
Yeah.
And then he wants to come out here and say that he's a UFC vet.
Mike Jackson.
What?
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, we didn't see that coming, but we kind of did see that coming. It's pretty horrible, but yeah, that happened
Poor
in the
Jake.
summertime, and then now apparently
Yeah, he was
Free
talking
Jake
all that
Shields,
shit,
by
bro.
any
And then
means.
they end up being at the same gym, and he's like, "All right, you want to talk shit now." And he just stood there and he took him down, and he was just smacking him around, bro. And this guy wants to be a little bitch and call
He
him
was feeling the power slap, and he was
Yeah.
slapping the shit out of
Should
him.
have slapped the shit out of that dude.
Oh, you know what? Too, we have. I mean, John, what is your opinion? I know you've seen it. The Tire Fighting Championship. Did you see that? JT Tilley posted it on his.
The what?
JT Tilley posted the Tire Fighting Championship on his.
Oh, the tire
on
fighting.
Facebook. Did you catch that?
No, I haven't seen that one yet. Is that where
I don't know if you have
were
that.
you standing in a tire and beating the shit out of
Yes.
each other? I mean,
Yes.
that's for training for the most part, but
But it's going to be a sport now.
I mean,
Wow.
I don't know. I missed that one, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. You know, it sounds like a good time, but also it's one thing because there are a lot of these, networks that are picking a lot of this stuff up. They just need stuff to put on there,
Mm-hmm.
And if you're lucky enough to make it and it actually works, great. a lot of this stuff is going to go, you know, like I said, I took a gamble on what I'm doing. A lot of this stuff's a gamble for people on whether or not it's going to pan out and be a long-term kind of deal.
Yeah, like phone booth fighting.
Yeah, and apparently the way yeah, but tire fighting though, the way you win the bout is like you got to stuff your opponent like halfway in the tire, and the more you can do that, I mean, of course, it's jiu-jitsu, wrestling combined.
That's pig wrestling where I'm from.
Yeah,
you
Mark.
Take you take the pig and you stick it in the barrel. That's pig wrestling, bro. That ain't nothing new.
That's right.
Man, no, it's. I don't know. I thought you had it queued up, Rudy, but still, like if you get a chance, JT clearly did post it on his Facebook page and Instagram, but yeah, from tire fighting to did you guys hear the news of Derek Brunson going to PFL?
Yeah.
You know, he retired from the UFC.
Dude, that guy's always retiring.
Motherfucker's built like an action figure.
Well,
ain't that the truth?
PFL, they do need anybody they can get. PFL, I mean, they need to build up that roster. That's kind of
they do.
They had some unfortunate setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were like rumored to
Rudy, I don't know if you have
to be buying Bellator like last week,
Right?
and then the deal fell through. It didn't happen. It was like talk of the town all last week that they were going to buy him, and then just last minute they pulled the plug. So they were going to purchase Bellator, and they didn't. So it's kind of weird.
I love Dana White's quote when asked about Bellator, and he's like, "Why on earth would anyone want to buy Bellator?" So,
Fuck.
but Dana White, you know what I mean. But speaking of Bellator, Cain Velasquez will be cornering Usman Nurmagomedov at Bellator 300.
Ole.
Fucking Rudy.
So apparently, Cain, you know, of course, the event is in California, so it's taking place in San Diego, and we'll see Cain back in the corner of his AKA teammate as a coaching role for Usman Nurmagomedov, who is an absolute savage. I mean, that guy's. If your last name is Nurmagomedov, you got to be a savage out there.
But if you train with Cain Velasquez, you're officially a Mexican. Bienvenidos a Estados Unidos, Nurmagomedov.
And Rudy, I don't know if you had it queued up too. Very proper for outside the cage news. Did you see TJ Dillashaw's new look?
TJ Dildo Jaw?
He didn't wash his hair. That's why he shaved it.
Shaved his head all the way off.
Yeah, because he can't wash his hair.
Yeah, he had a full shoulder replacement, and he can't like shower or anything. Yeah, so he just decided to shave his head, and he kind of looks like
Josh Emmett or Josh Berkman.
No, he looks like Matt fucking Hamill, bro. I'm Matt Hamill. I destroy you, John Jones. I know him.
I think he kind of looks like.
I'm gonna be good for this part. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm the only man. I'm the only man. I'm the only man. I'm the only man. I'm the only man to numb John Jones. I'm the only man to mean John Jones. You never knew I ain't beat you, John Jones. Look at Roberto. He can't even fucking keep it together, bro.
He had to dip out.
Hey, speaking of,
he loves my fucking
Jones,
my impression of him. Matt Hamill.
Oh my god, bro.
Hey, but speaking of John Jones, though, John Jones has showed that he's been training with Gordon Ryan and approaching that fight with Stipe as a heavy in the grappling. And I think he pinned something to his Twitter saying Stipe is preparing for a boxing match. But what do you guys like? John Jones, man, like can never count the guy out. And like Stipe, he's a savage at wrestling. We've seen what he did to Ngannou.
Mm-hmm.
But man, Gordon Ryan still looking back. He looks like he's back in peak condition again.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you take steroids, man.
Hey, and I'm all for it, bro. I love the roided Vitor fucking era, dude.
Oh, dude, did you see?
Let him roll me off. Let him juice up, Dana.
Did you see Dos Anjos or Dos Santos lately? Junior Dos Santos?
Oh,
He's
Shit.
He's shredded.
He's normal.
Normal my ass.
He's normal.
He looks
All I gotta say is those dudes are lucky they don't gotta do with USADA anymore, because I'm still pissing in that cup. And believe me, if I could get away with it, that would be great. But unfortunately,
Right?
I can't. I'm sitting here drinking my protein shake, hoping that it helps.
Hey, pro tip: use your lady's piss.
Why? So they can be like, we didn't know you were just pregnant.
Right.
I get double.
You just had a baby?
Yeah. Be like, of course I did. Who do you think you're talking to?
Said we got breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Power Slap's first trans fighter.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So
dude.
dumb.
And what's the to close out the outside the cage news? I want to mention a few fight bookings too.
Hey, what about the three-legged bear,
Big
bro?
Marcel, our buddy.
Three-legged
What
bear,
about the
bro.
dog? What about
Oh,
the dog?
Wait, never mind.
Oh no!
Yeah, the three-legged bear. What's his name, Rudy?
I don't.
We mentioned him on the show before. He keeps giving us news and surfacing to the news again.
I don't remember his
What
name.
was his name, Rudy? I don't remember his name.
I don't remember. You can't remember his name.
Fuck off.
Apparently, there's a three-legged bear that keeps robbing people, raiding people's fridges, and like we've been talking about bears for like 4 or 5 weeks. Like it keeps happening. So shout out to that three-legged bear for this time. He wasn't drinking White Claws. He just raided a fridge or broke into somebody's house. So.
Yogi's still at it, folks.
That wasn't that interesting, bro. You know what is fucking interesting? It's that time, folks, for one Lizzo minute.
Oh my god, no.
So we take 1 minute out of every once in a while on the shows to talk about Lizzo. Lizzo's in the fucking news, and the only reason we're talking about her because it's MMA related. She is apparently dating Numansa Joaquin Buckley. We've reached out to Joaquin Buckley for a comment, and he said, "Fuck off." So I don't know if that's like, I would never date in a million years, or my personal life is off limits. But it's reported that he's dating all of Lizzo.
Well, maybe he's training her for an MMA career. You never know.
Yeah, maybe he's dating with her, bro.
Buckley's my guy too. He's the first one that they pan the camera to when I popped my shit out, and he was like, "That boy's got some heart." I can't even. I'm gonna say he just said no comment.
Yeah.
That bear's name, out of all the names that can think of, it's
Lizzo.
Tripod.
Oh, I thought you were saying Lizzo, bro.
That's right. It is Tripod. But shout out to Tripod. You continue to give us the bear news that we need, that we crave, and just stop drinking White Claws, though. Drink Miller Lite or like something, right? Or Heineken. Or,
Just no Bud Light, please. No Bud Light.
Yeah, no Bud Light.
That's
You get shot holding one of those.
Yeah, we don't want to see Kid Rock put a bunch of holes in you. Just don't do it. It's not good, Bear.
Oh shit!
And animal related. We've been talking about bears and dogs, but apparently there was a dog in Slovakia that was behind the wheel of a car that was speeding down the highway.
The fuck?
It happened. Slovakia.
What the fuck is this shit you find, dude?
I don't know, man.
Hey, outside the cage news,
Outside the cage news is very proper.
It's
Yeah.
proper,
Wow.
man. It's proper.
But
This is just really out there, though.
Talk about the things that matter.
That's all because we invited them over to our fire hundreds of years ago. Now they're stealing our damn cars. This is people's fault for doing this.
Exactly, dude.
On a sad note, to close out outside the cage news, I know Mark, you're a longtime Bears fan. The Bears are playing the Commanders right now.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to one of the all-time legends, one of the hardest, most feared players ever play the game. Dick Butkus passed away at 80 years old. And man, if you ever just go and look up Dick Butkus in his heyday, he had no knees, towards the end of his career. Nobody could stop him. And he would literally have half the opposing team players in the training room at halftime just because he was such a bruiser. You know what I mean? So
I hate to
amazing stuff. And I think Mark,
I was going to say
Fuck off.
That's what I'm gonna say. I hate to ruin this fucking mood, but when I was a kid growing up, that was the funniest fucking name. I'd be like, what was his name? Dick Butkus. What? Say that again. That shit would always make me giggle, dude. I'm sorry.
That's why he
Jiu-Jitsu,
had to
rest
be
in
so
peace.
great. He had no choice.
You had no choice,
Right?
bro. With a name like Dick Buttkiss, they're like, Dick Buttkiss, the fuck are you going to do in your life? You know, imagine being called
Absolute
Dick
savage, yeah.
Buttkiss, bro. Imagine
Yeah.
imagine that. Imagine being a little kid going through life with a name Dick Buttkiss. I'd be like, you just call me Richard, not Dick. I call you Dick.
Well,
It's funny.
but he grew up then and not now. If he grew up now, then it would be different, a whole lot different. But then he was an absolute savage on the field. He would hit people like he wanted to put them in the fucking cemetery. And yeah, the guy was amazing, man. But one of the all-time greats. Never was on like many winning teams, but I don't know if your jersey mark is Dick Buttkiss tonight. I know you got a collection over there of all the greats, but yeah. But RIP Dick Buttkiss, super late. Hopefully the Bears pull out the win. Not watching football, but we'll figure out. I mean, are they winning, Mark? I don't know if you're keeping tabs.
We're winning 10-0 before I got in the lobby, so hopefully they're still winning, or at least doing better than they were the other day. So,
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time. We're going to break down this weekend's event. But before we do that, let's take a look at that shitty poster.
Oh my God, bro. That poster is fucking ridiculous.
I fucking hate it.
Dude, it sucks ass.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all right. It's all right.
It's not
Damn. I don't like it.
I don't either.
Kind of looks like
it kind of reminds me of the. Go ahead, John.
It kind of looks like a Marvel or like the Hulk movie preview. I'll say that much because I know those people that probably made it and they're good folks.
Well, we're pretty hardcore on grading these posters, bro.
Yeah, because
you know what it
we've
reminds
caught
me
them
of is
slipping a
those
couple
buckets.
times, man.
No, you know what it looks like is the buckets from McDonald's for Halloween that you get. Kind of.
The new ones too, because I went to get my kids some and they're all janky. They're nothing like the ones from back in the day. So yeah, I can give you that much.
No.
Everything sucks.
Yeah, the old
nowadays.
school ones are classic, and yeah, those things are probably worth like a fortune now or something. I don't know where the old like '90s buckets are. Yeah. But yeah, we have UFC Vegas Fight Night 80, right, Rob? And it's taking place at the UFC Apex, where you will be in a few weeks, John, defending that title. We have 11 MMA bouts. Hopefully they all do, in fact, stay intact. They all got to meet the scale before they step foot in the cage. And starting from the bottom, we have women's flyweight action. Montana De La Rosa taking on JJ Aldrich. They are very close in ranking. Montana's 25, Aldrich is 27. I'd have to say Montana's got to be somewhat of a slight favorite, right, Rudy? You got the odds out there, right?
Yeah, well, actually, it's dead even, man. 110 minus 110. Montana De La Rosa's coming off a two-fight losing streak. Tatiana Suarez by submission. Macy Barber, unanimous decision. JJ Aldrich, she's coming off a fight against Na Liang. She beat her ass, ground and pound. And she lost 2 in a row to Ariana Lipsky and Erin Blanchfield. Before that, she was kind of on a tear, man. I don't know, man. I think this is Montana De La Rosa's last fight. I know a lot of people. She's a favorite. Well, actually, not anymore. She's not the favorite on Tapology. Aldrich is 51%. De La Rosa's 49% favorite. But the betting odds for Montana De La Rosa, she's a minus 150 favorite currently. JJ Aldrich sitting at a plus 125 underdog. My money's on the dog, JJ Aldrich. I got money on that, man. I think she's going to win.
Yep. She's going to pull it off. And also, before we forget, this event is going to start early as well.
Oh, joy.
Yeah.
And what is early, Roberto? Early is
2 o'clock.
No, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. So,
alrighty then.
4 p.m. Eastern.
Oh.
5 p.m. Oh yeah,
something in the PM.
Yeah, you're right.
11 a.m. Eastern Time.
Something.
On that note, I do have to hop off here because I just realized what time it is. So I'm sorry to cut you guys off right there.
That's okay,
That's
John.
Right,
bro, thank you so much for jumping on, man, and hanging out with us for the last hour and a half. This was freaking awesome to have the champ on our show. Before we let you go, bro, go ahead and give a shout out to anybody you want, man.
Check out my Instagram, John_Davis_JMD. All my sponsors are on there. They've helped, cover from boots to protein so far. So go on there and give them a look out. Shout out to Power Slap for everything that they've done for me. And, shout out to all the support I've gotten recently from, for my family and for bringing a new healthy baby home. So, and again, thank you guys very much for having me on. I appreciate you so much.
All right, brother. It was great. Pleasure having you on, man. Hopefully we'll get you on next time, man, right before you fight.
Yes, thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, brother.